Hello and welcome back to the finishing line, proudly sponsored by Glistian Events, and in what feels like forever, Tom is back. How you doing, Tom?
Yeah, hanging in there is how I would describe this week. It's been long, it's been painful, and
you still don't sound like you're recovered, Tom.
I'm not at all. I do feel like a million times better than I was today. So yeah, that'll tell you how bad I am. I think I need some new clothes, lads. The first 3 screens on that intro are me wearing this t-shirt or this jumper, and the other jumper I was going to wear is the one in the 4th screen. So yeah, I think I need to go shopping next week.
Can't you COVID?
Yeah. That was unlucky, Tom. 1 day's drinking and you missed the whole week of your life.
Literally, it was month end as well. It was horrible. It was just a horrible week. But yeah, I must have a shit immune system, I think. But that's the story of my life.
Well, I'm glad you had a good week. Andrew, how are you?
I'm great, Dave. I'm great.
Sean, how you doing? Enjoy your spa weekend? Get a facial?
Hey.
Yeah, I had a great little weekend.
Sean's so shocked about the question, he doesn't know what
gone.
to say.
Can you not hear me?
Yeah.
That's that good old Dublin Wi-Fi.
I can hear Sean. Sean's all good for me. He's got a bit of he's blending into the background now. He's got a bit of a camouflage top on him, but
I can't hear him. Oh, he's back now.
You're back.
He's like a floating head. You're right, Tom. He's like a floating head there.
I think this was your problem, lads, because I could see Sean and hear him for the whole of that. So.
I don't know what's going on.
Am I good or bad? Can you hear me?
No? We can hear you now.
We can hear you, yeah.
You're camouflage, but good.
Yeah, good weekend. The birthday present was for this weekend because I was out celebrating last weekend. So a good, relaxed, chilled weekend and good to go.
Excellent. Well, 2 seconds.
The fuck?
He keeps opening and closing the thing and it's doing my bulbing. Anyway, we are here to talk about the racing over the weekend. We had anti-post video during the week. If you follow the videos, like we said, Tom will be back with about 12 selections when we eventually do get him back on that show. And they will continue on throughout the winter. We're here today about talking about the weather, I was going to say. The racing that was affected by the weather. But we did have Wetherby, we had Ascot, and we had Cork today, which was a decent enough card as well. Willie Mullins, Henry Horses, everything and anything. It was a good card. Cork's not a bad old spot to watch racing as well. It's a good track.
Terrible track.
Oh, I like it. It's very, very open
like
track.
Santa Anita with hurdles around it.
I don't like Santa Anita. We're not talking about that.
No!
Imagine Johnny Ward said Aidan O'Brien was finished.
Imagine.
I actually laughing.
And Matty Piles.
Who was Matty Piles?
Matty Piles said last year that the 2-year-olds that turned 3-year-olds this year and won every race imaginable were terrible.
Would that be a Gus Rodan, King of Steel, and all the lads?
Anyway,
not wrong. They're a shit crop.
I'm not even getting into it
because we're not talking about flat. Who cares? They won around a greyhound track the weekend.
Charity Hall Chase, main race of the weekend. Sean's getting props in the comments for putting up Gentlemansgame, but it was in fact Andrew.
Well done, Sean.
I think everybody can get involved with a dashing grey jumping over fences. He's almost turning white. Finally putting it together, and he bet Bravemansgame. For me, I did watch it back as well today. Bravemansgame was going to win, and he was being carted along by Harry Cobden. Trying to look after him. And unfortunately, you can't take off a mile from a fence, land in the middle of it, and think you're going to get away with it. However, Gentlemansgame is only 3 runs over fences. He's clearly progressive. He's only 7. How are we viewing the weekend?
I don't agree with that. He would have definitely won, and I'll tell you why in a minute.
I don't care. I'm not going to change my opinion.
I'm not asking you to change your opinion. I'm just asking you to listen to my one.
He's not
So
going to do that either. So don't fucking
I know. But you go back and look. I've always had reservations about Bravemansgame's finishing kick. What he finds, what doesn't he find off the bridle, and he finds very little off the bridle. And there's proof in the pudding a few times. You look at go back even to start, not even the start of his hurdle run. We started a run against decent horses over hurdles. Ballymore looked like the luckiest winner, got into a battle, ended up finishing third when it looked like he was going to finish first. Grand Sefton, novice hurdle, didn't get his own way, got bullied around, dropped out, had no gears to get back into it when he came off the bridle. And you go to the Mile May after skipping Cheltenham. This is novice chase season. Didn't get his own way again, dropped out again, finished last of 4. Didn't have gears to get back into it. His best work is done on the bridle. And he finds very little off it. And I go back and watch, and these are his wins. You go back and watch Newbury, 12th of February 2022. He beat Pat's Fancy 3 lengths. Jumped the last about 2 to 3 lengths in the lead. Harry Cobden put him down and absolutely waylaid into him. The lengths didn't get any bigger. The winning distance didn't get any further. He very rarely finds a lot off the bridle. His main attributes are his jumping and his cruising speed. He has a high cruising speed that he gets inferior horses off the bridle and very hard to catch him when he gets going, when he gets them in trouble. You go to Charlie Hall last year, same thing. Elrod Allen was closing to him at the line. Again, all his best work in bridle, jumped the last, went on again. Kempton is his track. Kempton, him jumping, and it's a speed-orientated track. He gets horses in trouble quite soon there, and any stayers having a hope to get near him. This is not questioning his ability whatsoever. I just think that he doesn't want the battle. Gold Cup was his by and far his best performance of his career. He went with Galton de Champ to last, and once Galton de Champ was let down, he couldn't go with him. And you can see about 200 yards out, he was stopping very quickly. But look, he's a very, very good horse. He's King George winner every day of the week. I just think his best runs will always will be at the King George, and I can't see him winning any sort of 3 mile plus race. You can even look at Punchtown last year. Jumped the last in the lead, finished third. Its finishing effort is lacking. And boy, very good horse. No getting away from that. But yeah, I think the result would have been the same. Because you see when Gentlemansgame jumped the last, yes, he made a bad enough mistake, but it didn't really stop his momentum per such. He was still running when he hit the end, hit the ground, and Gentlemansgame was just pulling away from him at the line. Is Gentlemansgame a Gold Cup contender? Yeah, he'll run in it. He won't win it. I think they have a better horse than Jerry Colomb in the same colours, but I think he's a very, very good horse. Gentlemansgame going forward. Bear in mind that was only his third run over fences, and look, he's a nice horse to go forward with. He'll win his fair share of races. I'm looking forward to seeing what he does when he gets into the likes of Galton de Champs and things like that. But he needs to take a step forward again, and it's not beyond the realms of possibility because it is only his third run over fences. But yeah, that's my take on Bravemansgame and Gentlemansgame, really. And a high senior want to go back over hurdles. God bless him.
Tom, did you watch the race?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I agree with Andrew to some respect. Yeah, I think Bravemansgame, his key attributes are his jumping, his high cruising speed, and a race like the King George when they go a right good gallop, and half of them are off the bridle and the back, and you just have to keep going. Then I think that does suit him. If you're a Bravemansgame fan, I just wouldn't be too worried, guys. You go back and look at his seasonal reappearances or his breaks after a while. He got beat by Soaring Glory in the novice hurdle at Chepstow. That was one of his first starts back.
That's over about 2.5.
That was over 2 miles, yeah. 2.5 miles. Then he beat Fusil Raffles. And then last year in this race, he beat El Dorado Allen by 3 lengths. El Dorado Allen is rated 154. But if you look at his form, Jesus Christ, like he's basically a handicapper these days. I know he goes around some of the greater races, but doesn't get anywhere near them. And he could only beat him by 3 lengths. And then Sam Brown was only half a length back in third, and he is a handicapper. I wouldn't be too worried about it at all. I think he's going to come on plenty for it. And full steam ahead to the King George. I know Nichols was coming out saying they could get another run into him in the Betfair Chase. I don't think they'll do that. I think they'll go straight to King George now. That's what they did last year. It worked really well. I think they'll do the same again. And then to Cheltenham. On the winner, I think you've got to look at this. He had fitness on his side. He got beat by Easy Game in the PWC race at Goran. That was on the 30th of September. So I think fitness played into his strengths. I know it's only his third run over fences, but people are talking about this lad for a Gold Cup now. I think if you're talking about this lad for a Gold Cup, then you've got to be talking about fast or slow for a Gold Cup. And I tell you what, chance the two of them having a Gold Cup is 0. So forget about those. That was his day. He may go on and run well, but I think Bravemansgame will reverse that form every single time they meet until Punchestown.
That'd be a funny comment later in the year if faster, slower, Gentlemansgame or anywhere close in the Gold Cup. Sean, what did you think?
Yeah, I personally had the same opinion as you. I thought Cobden was toying with him, going down to it, and it's such an unlike Bravemansgame mistake to make. Like, he took off fucking 2 strides out. He normally goes in and takes the extra one and pops it. And I think that told you much was under the bonnet, because you wouldn't be taking that far. You wouldn't be taking off that far out if there was nothing left in the tank. And if you have a look on the pictures, a picture on Twitter, I don't know how he gets over the fence, to be quite honest with you. His feet are nearly down at the advertisement boards at the bottom of the fence. I don't know how he got through it. But for me, it was riding as if, I seen the comments today that there was a chance of him going to Betfair Chase. The ride looked as if Cobden didn't want to be emptying him out, and he was keeping as much in the tank as he could for the Betfair Chase to me. I think that makes sense now. I don't know what they'll do where it gone wrong. I could see them probably skipping it now. But as for Gentlemansgame, like, he was getting £6 yesterday. He was getting beat, in my opinion, and I can't see him in the Gold Cup getting near him. Like, if you had to take that form as concrete, I think you'd be a foolish man. The King George, Bravemansgame's got shorter. That probably tells you everything. You're happy with the comeback. You'd say the run at Punchestown, you're worried after the Gold Cup it is taken out of him. Them worries be gone out of my mind. And one more in the race, that High Senor, what they're doing with him, they should be taking him back and putting him in the stairs, because it's a wide open race and he should be running the fences. He's fucking hit them about 6-7 times now and he hasn't learned. So that'd be my route. I'd actually be interested in him. I'd say he's a big price for that. I can't see any at the moment. But if he used to go down the stairs route.
No.
What I say to you now on what you said, Harry was time with him, and I went back and I watched majority of his races from the Ballymore up today. That's the way he rides him. That's the way he's ridden every single time. He doesn't come off the bridle until the last second, until he has to go for him. Everything is done on the bridle. He looks like he's time with him. You see him going from between the second last and last at Wetherby. You see the squeeze he has on his legs between that horse to keep him going forward. There's a reason he does it more times than not. He doesn't put lengths between himself and his opposition when he jumps to the front. Whether he gets lonely in front, whether he doesn't find that much, that's the way he's just ridden. It looks like he's timing the whole time, and very rarely does he find lengths upon lengths upon lengths when he comes off the bridle. So that's why I don't think the result would have been any different. I think he would have got caught. I think he would have been paddling up the straight, and I think he would have got caught. Because you see how he was finishing, and he'd keep going, Gentlemansgame, and he kept going and going and going. Gentlemansgame was off the bridle from before 3 out to the line, and he wasn't pulling away from at any stage. Even though you should have said he should have gave him a squeeze and go further along. The reason he didn't, you go back again, watch his races. Harry Cobden wants to keep him going as comfortably as he can for as long as he can. That's just my take. A lot of people want to agree with him, that's fine. But that's just my take on it. And he's done it more times than enough to have that opinion on it. But they win the King George.
Yeah, look, I can't see how he would have lost if he didn't
Well,
make.
go back and watch his races. The proof is in the
There's
pudding.
nothing to do with watching his
It
races.
is. It's got right in front of you. Look at it.
I see it every time on the flat as well. It's one of my pet hates. Jockeys trying to call
that's the way
horses
he's
to
ridden.
a win.
That's the way he's ridden.
Not necessarily.
Yes.
Like in
Go back and watch
the
it.
main race of his whole entire career was in the King George last year,
And he went to the front on the last, and Lahone Presley fell.
and he was beating Lahone Presley.
Yeah,
Lahone
Presley was jumping out
Lahone
the car
Presley
park
is
the whole way around.
one of my favorite horses, and I thought he'd get him off the bridle and that'd be the end of it. And he got him off the bridle, and he found off the bridle, and that was the main race of his whole career. His main race again this year will be the King George, and he'll more than likely win it. I like Gentlemansgame too, but I can't see how he would beat him.
Gentlemansgame is Bravemansgame himself. Gentlemansgame won't win the Gold Cup.
To be honest with you, I think Gentlemansgame has proven a lot more than what Jerry Colomb has. To be brutally honest with you, that run there, like if they were to race next week, I'd be taking him all over, knowing that I know he can get close to Bravemansgame. Jerry Colomb has to prove a hell of a lot, and I looked at his price again today. How short he is for a Gold Cup is crazy.
2 scoops. Bravemansgame came off the bridle fairly early in the King George. Correct. He was off the bridle before Lahone Presley was off it because I thought I was counting.
What about the rest? You can pick out one and then just counteract everything.
I don't think anything would have beaten Bob in the Ballymore that year, so I don't think there's any,
There he is. He done literally the same thing.
The time against Ahoy Senior, the only time he was run well after back in the season was last year, and he still lost anyway.
He faster and finished last.
I disagree with Tom regards fast or slow and Gentlemansgame. They might not be up there in the Gold Cup, but all these progressive chasers have a chance in any Gold Cup because it's so hard to win back-to-back ones, and once you compete at once, it's very grueling. I know some people text me yesterday saying about Bravemansgame, could he be gone after last year? And then other people are worried about Galloping losing at Punchestown. So all these up-and-coming chasers always have chances. On to the Stayers Hurdle. Horses, some of them ran at Wetherby. The division is very, very poor at the moment. I watched the race and I just thought I can't understand why they just didn't leave Gaelic Warrior run over hurdles this year. He'd win that race. It's there for the taking. There has to be a horse out there somewhere that will either put his name in the hat or come back over hurdles, but
he's gone chasing.
The crop is just so poor. Tom?
Yeah, it is really. I had the same thought, David, too, that I'm gutted. I'm gutted Gaelic Warrior isn't going for it because, I think he kind of lights up. He lights up that market for me. When you've got Teahoop, who's a clear favourite. Like in most markets, he's half the price of the next horse, who is Phelim, who there's no guarantee Phelim is even going to
Who's still there, Sean?
Yeah.
Can you hear Tom?
Yeah.
It's our internet.
It's your Wi-Fi, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, like Phelim's next to the market. Some people are still pricing up in Pere Pass. Marie's Rock is next, and it's 20-1. The next horse is Sire de Burley. Like Jesus, it really is waiting for somebody to come along, isn't it? I don't know. Gaelic Warrior is 25-1 there in a couple of places. Stats. I mean, do you take a wild swing that he hits a fence and they say, do you know what? We'll go back. I don't know. It's not really a willy thing to do, really, is it? So,
Tom, you said it. Even though they said he's going chasing, I had a feeling he was going chasing because something happened to one of the other ones, and it came out Champ Kiley was injured and wouldn't be back till back end of the season. I still maintain he jumps fences and jumps out to his right, they'll just put him back over hurdles. Because this division is even more obviously there to be won now. Like they put Time Hill back over hurdles because they thought he had a chance. On that run, he ain't going to go anywhere near winning a Stayers Hurdle. You've mentioned Teahoop, he's not good enough. Then what do you have? Irish Point. Yeah, it's probably not good enough to win a Stayers Hurdle unless he progresses massively. So there's nothing there, like.
I know you're going to take the piss out of me now, but I've put her up for the Mare's Hurdle, and I still think it's her likely target. But I'm taking a cover bet on West Balboa for this. She's 33-1. She's got all the talent in the world, I think, and yeah, when you look at that market, it's insane. Like, I don't even know where you start, to be honest. So I'm definitely taking a cover bet on her for that race.
Sean, stairs hurdle market.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was looking at maybe a shoe first, someone like that. But like, yeah, again, is he to come out and probably do a come fourth run in the Pretend Salt of Mark near enough to what he's on now, and probably land a gamble that they tried to do last year other than injury. But to Weatherby, I kicked myself at this Time Hill. I've never got him right, and this does look clear as day. But geez, he let you down big time. Like, Botox was given these a penalty and beat them well. Like, Red Risk, like, he was 13th in a Coral Cup. Like, I don't know. Like, Botox we said, like, runs a good race first time out. We know where he is. But given that away and still being able to beat them, the Dasha Drasha, he went down fairly easy when they went by him now. I wonder is his career coming to near end at the ripe old age of 10. I'd say he probably might have left all his efforts at last season, but I can't make heads or tails with the big at the moment.
Andrew?
I agree with you wholeheartedly with Gaelic Warrior. I would personally have a small bet on him at 25-1 because we know his tendencies to jump to his right. And if that comes to fruition when he goes over fences, is going to be twice as bad as it is over hurdles. And if it does happen, the temptation is there. Well, from what's there now, Tiahupo, I can't take to him. Look, even Pierre Apache Marie's Rocco on entry form is a suspect stare because she looked like she was going to bolt up at one stage and just got outdone. Is it Teelam, the French horse? There's a lot of people there's a lot of people talking about that. I haven't seen anything about it yet, but Home by the League I still think is a massive price at 25s. Dave Blaze and Cal, Jesus Christ, few wins of stairs. Sir Gerhard, shoot first, Irish Point, needs to prove he stays. There's one horse over fences that just needs one bad run that's a half decent hurdler to come back over. That's why I thought they might stick Iroko, stick him out, stay over hurdles with him, given his age and whatnot, but they're hell bent on going chasing. It's very, very hard right now to see where not even a star, where next decent horse is going to come out of and win it. Tiahupo's the one that has the potential to do it. All the rest, and give Imperial Pass, he's second favourite. Like, he's going champion hurdle. So yeah, right now it's very, very hard to pick. I wouldn't put anyone off Home by the League, to be honest.
Even on the Gaelic Warrior thing, I was even looking at it like his jumping to right is bad.
There's another one. Sorry, Sean, cut across you.
Yeah, look, I think any of those novices from last year, if they didn't like fences or they're smaller horses, could easily stay over hurdles. And
if they don't get her out in the next few weeks,
she's a big mare to go chase him. But I could see Iroko winning it. I think he's a nice horse, but they want to go chase him with him as well. So there's obviously not a big obsession with stairs hurdle, and that's fine. But it is a championship race, and you know you can be a legend for winning 2 or 3 of them. So it's a shame.
What were you saying there, Sean?
Just the Gaelic Warrior, like, I've a bit of an unpopular opinion that I firmly believe you probably go to Turners, to be quite honest with you. I had a look, like, you have In the Pocket, and they're saying, like, Arkle, if you genuinely have a good look at that, he could probably jump right at every single fence and beat the rest of them. Like, the field ain't looking the strongest for that, and I think when you look at him, jumping right, he wasn't bad at Leopardstown until he got to the last. Fair enough, he did go right then. He went to right, he was okay. He wasn't too bad at Cheltenham. He was alongside Champ Coyley. It can be exaggerated, but he has jumped straight. And I think it's only exaggerated when he is put out in the open. If he's given a buried ride and stuck in the Turners, I don't know if Willie will run him in the Brown. Like, we've seen the exact same thing with Gallop and the Champ. He went 3 miles punches down everyone just assumed he was going to Browns. He ended up stepping back down and going to Turners. He's a lot bigger price for the Turners if you're looking at backing him for a novice chase. I think he's like 16-1 or 20-1 on the exchange. I'd be more looking at that than the Brown Advisory at the moment.
With that, and I get your point on it, but then you go through the field. What's there that's going to take him as far as he can before he hits the front? That's his. If the race is that bad and he's that good, that would be my issue there. What's going to take him that far? Yeah,
true. You need a Paul Town and Masterclass to be buried. The only thing that you see there is if Faso Vega. That's the only thing that can throw that, and I suppose you have to wait and see what way results go. But if Fast Vega's winning over 2 miles, then there's not a hope in hell he's going up and trip. And I think Willie would go for the turners if he had the choice with Gaelic Warrior.
Oh yeah, I talked to Sean about this as well. I personally think if he does go chasing, he will go for the turners as well. I think Willie has come to the conclusion as well that the RSA is too grueling a race for a novice to try and then win a Gold Cup. He's had loads of good horses that failed in it. Then Alboom obviously fell when the race was coming to its conclusion. And you saw Gallop and then was a bit wild, so didn't want him to go wild over 3 miles, dropped him in trip, and still probably went too mad in that turners, to be honest. And I could see the same if Gaelic Warrior hasn't settled down and is a bit mad and trying to pull himself to the front all the time. I could see him just going for the turners. It's easier race and he won't do as much damage to himself.
Do a mad trick, stick one cheap piece on one side. Keep him going.
But yeah, stairs hurdle horses not great. You wear it well when the Mare's hurdle. Katira was behind her, a good bit behind her, and Lucia can't jump. I would be absolutely Dave, are you on Grand Jiggy Wiggy?
Great
Don't know
name.
who Jiggy Wiggy is. I would be shocked if any of the 3Ds are anywhere near the top of the Mare's hurdle in Cheltenham. I think
your Willie.
I probably would. I think they're all fucking terrible, to be quite honest.
Yeah, they are. I agree with you.
What?
Oh, me, sorry. Yeah, I said on Wednesday, I don't think much of that in Mare's novice form whatsoever. I think Willie's 3 are by and far clear of what's there, and I think it could be a Willie Mullins 1, 2, or 3. I'd be shocked if they're good enough to take him that far. Lucia just can't stand for the life of me, and you said theirs can't jump. Look, You Wear It Well is a very admirable horse. There's no getting away if she's a solid front runner, keeps going and going. Katira was massively disappointing. Yeah, I don't see anything winning at Cheltenham. I can see him winning the Mare's races on the way to Cheltenham. If Lucia decides to learn how to jump that race that you earmarked at the start of the season,
She won't win. She can't jump good enough.
but then Marie's Rocco a bit mental before she won that as well.
Lucia needs to do what Buzz did, and that a horse with no name or whatever, just go back on the flat, because she has an engine, because she jumped terribly and was still right there at the end. So he has put jumps horses back in the flat loads of times. I think Lucia will be the next one.
What's the other one done? The horse with no name?
Yep. The red, purpley, reddy colours. Tom, the Mares.
Yeah, I thought. Look, I think those lot are much of a muchness there, aren't they? I think Magical Zoe is by far and away the one to take out that Mare's novice race from last season. And
Did you watch that?
Did you watch that race, Dave?
Yeah, I was watching it. I had Magical Zoe back to Thomas.
So what I said there was, I think out of that Mare's novice race last season, Magical Zoe is the one to take out of it. Is the only one I would take out of it.
Not Princess Zoe, no.
No, I think Magical Zoe was by far the best horse in that race, by far. And I think West Balboa would lap all 3 of those animals that ran yesterday.
So you've hard on for this.
You need to stop this, West Balboa. It's propaganda. That's all it is. It's propaganda, and the same with fucking Altobelli's fucking brother or whoever it is. It's propaganda. It's Pimlico propaganda now.
Propaganda is saying you won 35 grand on a horse that you didn't even back. So
who said that?
Blogger.
Blogger.
You don't need to sell the horses anymore, Tom. You have Tom's corner. It's okay.
No, and literally sold Cotty. Like I honestly, I just think West Balboa is very, very, very good.
Will you give me the field in whatever race she turns up in?
Well, no.
All the other English horses. All the other English horses against West Balboa.
Yeah, okay. I'll take all the other English horses. I won't take any other horses.
In whatever race she runs in.
Yeah.
It's a great bet.
Okay. Yep.
So I'm getting Love Envoy.
You're welcome, by the way.
Yeah, I'll take you on the Love Envoy.
€20.
€20, yeah.
Look, I take PayPal or you can Revolut it. It doesn't matter to me.
Carrier pigeon.
Same for the Stairs Hurdle if she runs there, yeah?
I'll even take a fucking 1 for all voucher if you want. Anyway, yeah, not great. Sean, Lucia, terrible.
Yeah, she's not going to learn anytime soon. I was deeply disappointed in Katira, but She was going out to a crazy price that it was just way too big, and it explained all because
She's too slow.
She found zilch. She found absolutely nothing off the bridle, and they kicked away. For this one, now you heard it well. If Love Envoy has gone missing, I think she'll follow the exact same route as her. She could rack up a couple of wins now. The likes of Sandown on heavy ground be right up her street, but coming Mare's hurdle, no.
Yeah, I think she's comfortably the best, but no, I can't see it either.
Yeah, I knew I had Dan Skeletons. I said on Wednesday, his from 32 runners in the last 2 weeks before we previewed, he had 3 winners. So his horse, that was a kind of a worry.
Yeah, his horse are not running great. 1 or 2 winners, but not running great. Before we touched on the Cork National, there were some other decent performances over the weekend. Let's be clear about it. Very nice over fences today. I think Percival Galwa might have a handicap in store because.
Oh no, I fell.
Yeah, I thought I've
Oh no,
dare not say much about that. There was a few other ones like that over the weekend. A horse that I had heard good things about, and I said today is one of the reasons I think Mirzor West will go to the Supreme is this Johnny Who.
Who?
English, yeah.
There you go.
English horse. John Joe O'Neill, JP McManus. It's hard to know or equate the English form, but I was wicked impressed by him today. He won on the snaff, and he did so in his bumper and his point-to-point, because I know Sean loves point-to-points. He beat Herpes Allen on the bridle in his point-to-point.
Won't be hard.
Any other ones?
No, them two there, yeah. Let's be clear about it. Done it very well. Look, the winner mile out, Percival Gaba, get on to later. I might have something to say about him. Yeah, he looked really good. I think the further he goes up and trip, the better he's going to be. I didn't think he would be that. I thought he'd be good, but that was impressive the way he done it. Johnny Who, eye test, passed.
Yeah, he's definitely a Ballymore horse as well. So that
the only problem is he trained in England.
Yeah, Tom is going to slate him, but I think he's going to be good.
I think from what he done, I thought he was one now. It was very good. I liked the way John Joe was kind of teaching him a bit to stick him in behind horses and wait. And when he took him out,
that's the scam stable. I was worried they were trying to scam something there.
Oh, yeah.
There was. Yeah. Then he's too good. He got there on the bridle, so he can't scam with that.
He done, and he let him down, and he's still fucking all over the shop. He's a good horse going forward. He's a lot to learn, but he could be very good. Go on now, John Wayne.
Tom,
let's hear you.
Okay. All I'm going to say, he looked visually impressive. He niggled him to the front, and there he won well. I'm coming to Sam Herbert in a minute. That's brilliant. Sam Herbert, West Balboa better than Johnny Hugh. Go on, Sam.
He must be a pinnacle fucking owner, is he?
No, I don't know who Sam is, but Sam is a judge. That's who Sam is. Look, all I'm going to say is this. Are there 40 horses in Ireland who would have done that today? Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying he's a bad horse. I'm saying people are crawling all over themselves because he won a Carlisle bloody novice on the bridle. When he didn't even win it on the bridle. Like he did get niggled along to go to the front. It's not like he was still running away. There's 40 horses in Ireland that would have done that.
But I prefer that than things just coming there on the snaff and just.
It's exactly Gary there, the last comment. That's what I'd be worried about. Johnny Who was not in the right yard to fulfill what he's shown today. That's what worries me, because he's quite likely to turn up in the fucking Sodesco handicap chase over 3 miles in 2 years' time rather than a 3 mile grade 1. So,
and it'll be job done, gamble.
Yes, and fucking John will be delighted. Sean, what you think of Let's Be Clear about and Johnny Who?
Yeah, let's be clear about it. He's one of them horses that fences have made him quicker. He looked like a right old slow boat, but geez, he attacks his fences. He looks actually fast over the fence. Coming Drimmore, I don't know. I'd have to see the field line up. I suppose you're probably looking at him taking on Sharjah and maybe 1 or 2 others are going to come out between now and then. Johnny Who, look, I'm going to put water all over this fire. The horse in second is Shy. The 1 and 3rd gave him a £7 penalty, and he done it. But is he going to be competing in the Ballymore? He wouldn't be for me.
Point to point for him.
I just want to say the one in second isn't that bad. I actually know one of the part owners of that horse, and he's not a bad horse, but there are definitely
he was tested at Cork, Tom, and he was like 25 lengths behind a horse that won't even be. That was beaten today. Sorry, by a horse that won't be around.
I don't think he was 100% then, but what I would just come back to, I think there's 40 horses would have won that race today in Ireland.
If he turns up and he faces that Nichols yoke that was third in the bumper, who would you pick?
Oh, the Captain Teague?
Yeah.
And that joke. Don't like Captain Teague.
I'd back Johnny Who as well. Tom?
Captain Teague's a slow boat to China.
Who?
Captain Teague or Johnny Who?
We have to think about it.
Neither of them.
You have to back one.
It's shallow, Tom. The English have to win it.
You have to pick one.
Hang on.
Oh, here we
I'm
go.
reminding myself who Captain
The one that won at Chepstow and was toured in the champion bumper.
Is related to which Pimlico horse?
Oh yeah, I'd have. Oh, he's on form at the minute. He's miles ahead of Johnny.
Thanks.
Miles ahead. On
The
form.
match bet coming out.
But Sean goes about his point-to-point form, and there's one horse that actually has point-to-point form that's been proven on the track.
Yeah.
He beat Hermes Allen. You seen what happened to him in the Ballymore when he faced the Irish horses?
Yeah, sure.
He won a grade 1, Sean.
English
in the
against
shallow.
He won a grade 2, grade 1. Not a bother.
Willie's handicappers would win the shallow, for God's sake.
I just on fishing here. It's great.
Sean.
Someone mentioned Burdett Road.
He's not letting you speak now. What are you going to say?
I think the same stable have the point-to-pointer who beat Constitution Hill as well, and he's shite.
Yeah.
That's what worries me. It's the stable that worries me. I think the horse is talented. Burdett Road, Triumph horse, ran around, and he'd be honest, if he was in a white and red t-shirt, it was Goshen. That's exactly what it was.
Baby Goshen.
And he fucking bolted up. He done the same thing on the flat in the summer. I'm nearly sure he won at Royal Ascot. He's very talented, but he's nuts and he's as mad as a box of fucking frogs.
Didn't see it, to be honest.
You should watch it. It's fun. But I actually do think he's quite talented.
I saw Harry Cobden's interview after it.
I'd say he's not that we've seen a lot of him, but there's been a few juveniles out. He's definitely the most talented we've seen anyway.
He looks very good. I would just say one thing because I actually know his trainer, James Owen. And a few of you might not have heard of James Owen. He's only been training for the last 2 seasons now, but he'd have done a lot of pre-training and breaking in and training the point-to-pointers in Newmarket. And he's training out there now. And it's no bad mark on Burden Road's book for James to be training. He started off very, very well. So best luck to them. Look like they've got a proper Triumph horse there. Yeah,
All Mankind 2.0. That's kind of what it looked like. Yeah, same colours as well,
Yeah, great.
Yeah, he does look talented though. The Cork National, last one we'll touch on before we give eye catchers and stuff. The lads put it up. Sir Bob, 20s the other day on the podcast, drifted out to bigger than that, and it duly done the business. He nearly got murdered after the last fence, and he still got up. So fair play, Sir Bob. Well done.
Thanks.
Well done, Sean.
Yeah, it was good. Look, we covered 3 races the weekend. Yeah, the value winners, Tom. They're the ones that
winners have paid the bills.
Tom completely ignored the fact that like his value thing. Say when it like drifts out, you have more on it. Yeah. He's just totally ignored it then. Because he had said it before. I love the way he scams him, scam stuff like that. Good scamming, Tom. That was scamming. You were scamming.
Literally,
he was a lot closer to the pace than I thought he'd be. But it was the whole
because he was trying.
With bottomless ground. Everything was going to be slower than him. He was going to be the fastest of the slow horse in that race. He was down to the bottom of the weights. He was 2 runs over hurdles, pipe opener. This was clearly his target. We said Sean put him up at 20s. Like yesterday, he went out to 33s at one stage. Hammered back into 9-1. Didn't think he was going to win, but after getting assaulted coming down the rail and whatnot by Mr. O'Connell's horse, got the job done. Sean's Cliff horse has won.
Yeah, it was the old magic trick of take the cheek pieces back on and put them back on. Take the cheek pieces out with the 2 hurdle runs and put them back on for the chase. And it definitely lit a little bit of spark on him. He travelled a lot better. Do you know what? I had a good feeling going down to the second last he was going to get by him. I think Mikey O'Sullivan was trying to fool the jockey beside him to think he had a lot more than what he did. And when he made a bad mistake at the last, I had a feeling he was going to get up. He stays all day. Look, we covered 3 races and got 2 badly wrong, but when you click one at that sort of price, it's not too bad. So I was a happy man in that one.
Yeah, he won well.
Won't win again.
No, probably not.
Won't win again.
Eye catchers, best performance.
Wait, I get to me.
Yak of the week.
Dave, we have to touch on Aurora Vega form.
No, we don't.
Doesn't matter. He's injured.
I didn't want touching it because the poor horse got injured. It's roasting in here.
Will I turn down?
Eye catchers, men. Mine was Percival Galwa. I will wait till I think he's going to be winning the handicap or get backed, but he actually jumps all right. I don't know how he fell. It was like Mark Walsh just was waiting for something to happen all the entire race, but there you go. Yeah, Percival Galwa for me.
Yeah, mine's the same. Percival Galway. I think there's a big handicap coming in him. Won really well at Galway first time out. His jumping is really well. Bard, well, obviously made a mistake again. I said it before a few weeks ago with Nigel Twist and Dave's horse. I don't mind novices making mistakes / falling. I think they learn from it very quickly rather than pinging around and then don't know what to do when they get into the bottom of the fence. I think next time out, if he gets into the bottom of the fence, he'll know what to do and he'll get his feet out in time. And yeah, I think this could be one of JP's handicap plot jobs in a few months' time. I think you can see him running great at races now out the back and pop around and whatnot. So yeah, I think come the big day, he'll definitely be on the premises in one of these big handicaps.
Sean?
Yeah, my one comes in the maiden hurdle at Ascot yesterday, the 240. That Django Bay, I don't know if anyone watched, he took off halfway down the back. I don't know how on earth he managed to win. He managed to fight back after the last, but the second is a cert for a maiden hurdle. Tell her the name. I'd say they're two fairly nice horses, came out good point to points, and they pulled the streak clear to the third. So Django Bay is definitely one. He's going to be stepped up and trip. He'll be tried at graded level next time. But the second, tell her the name. That's a shoe in for maiden hurdle for me.
Tom?
I haven't got a yak of the week this week. There wasn't really anything that I didn't like. So I've got two eye catchers. Of course I do. Exactly. Just to be different, Andrew. You know I'm different sometimes.
Never change, Tom.
Saoirse's Lullaby, and I won't change. You're going to love this. Saoirse's Lullaby. 3-year-old filly ran at Dundalk on Friday.
What?
What?
Yeah, she ran at Dundalk on Friday. She hit the front and started running around the place. She was 20-1.
I thought this stopped like 3 years ago.
What time?
I thought he was finally done with Dundalk like 3 years ago.
You're second guessing JP horses, and then you're giving out to me for horses that finished third and should have won.
Running around in the sand.
Oh, right. So yeah, look, ran around, needs headgear, needs cheap pieces on, is definitely better than her mark. Her mark is 47, so it wouldn't be hard to be better than it. But yeah, really looking forward to her next time. I'm going to have a few quid on. I think she's got a hell of a chance. And then the other one, Andrew, you'll like this one, leads. I'm going to segue nicely now, Andrew, as they call it in the media game. Alto Belly, Ascot on Saturday. I thought he ran a hell of a race, considering how keen he was. He didn't settle until they nearly got up the back straight, final time kind of thing. I thought he was going to find nothing then top of the straight. He dropped the bridle then with a couple of jump down the back. I thought he was going to find absolutely nothing. It looked like Johnny Burt then said, right, I need to get a breather into this lad. Got a breather into him. And then he's gone and chased home a horse who goes very, very well fresh and was well handicapped. And he's only been beaten 4 lengths. And he's gone and put 8 lengths between him and the third horse. I think he will go on, and I think he'll progress again this season. He'll go up a couple of pounds for that, but I think there's a really nice pot in him, whether it's a handicap or even into graded races. And I think his future lies over fences. So Alto Belly, yeah, really keen on him. Segue is, Andrew, we have shares available, and only a few shares available, I should say, because this has been one of the best take-ups of a horse we've had in a hell of a long time. but we have Alto Belly's Zarak half sister to syndicate at the minute. So I won't say too much more because there's something coming up on Wednesday's show, and I'll tell you more there. But if you want to see more, drop me an email. But we'll talk more on Wednesday's show.
Now we know how you like this.
Yak of the week.
Yak. Oh, you like this? It's an
That's
actual yak.
A buffalo.
That's a yak.
That's a yak.
Are you sure it's not a buffalo?
It's a yak.
They're two different animals, Tom.
Come on, Tom.
Very similar.
They are similar, but they're different.
It's a yak. What's your yak? You go first.
Yak of the week is I already had this, and then someone said Lucia, and it's after throwing me right off. Lucia, she's useless.
Ahoy Senior.
Oh, sorry, it was Time Hill. I hate that horse.
Ahoy Senior / Time Hill. He's just
It's fucking useless.
Ahoy Senior will win his fair share of races over fences again when he decides to. He done this last year in that race again, but fuck me, Pink. Get your head together, lad. I used to love him. And Time Hill.
He
that was
just don't jump well.
That was terrible.
Yeah, Time Hill is just a dope.
Yeah,
Tom, I know Tom don't have a yak. Sean.
Time Hill, but another one I couldn't believe the price of this chasing for. It goes back to that line of form at Pembroke, and sadly the horse that we lost at, I don't know where it was, I can't remember what track, the Twiston Davis horse. That form, I like to move it. Like that form has worked out shy. He went off even money. I'm not too sure quite how he went off that short, but if he's going off them prices, I'd be laying him every day of the week.
Best performance?
Give me a second to get my break it.
I have to be ready. Be quicker.
Performance of the week, Gentlemansgame, just based on the fact that he beat Gold Cup second, and it was only his third start over fences.
Fair. Sean.
Yeah, I'll come back to you in a second. I just need to find the name of it again.
Tom.
Yeah, in fairness, as much as I slagged him for going forward, I think for yesterday's run, it's got to be Gentlemansgame. As Andrew said, third run over fences, and he's beaten the Gold Cup second like that. So, good performance. I think the second had excuses, but without taking too much away from the winner on his third start, winning an Open Grade 2, I thought that was very good.
Sean?
It was Mr. Megget in the last of Carlisle today, in the bumper. This thing had mega swagger about it, and I think you might see this, you might hear a bit more about this lad.
He gives out by Carlisle, like gives one that ran in Carlisle.
I'm amazed you haven't put up Tishan or whatever his name is.
What do you mean? I'm not allowed to do that, Tom. The lads hate point to point, so I'm not allowed to talk about
that. That horse is an aeroplane, Sean.
Do you want to know the good thing? You want to know the good thing, Tom?
While I'm trying to...
He'll be out in the spring in bumpers.
While I'm trying to not snap here.
There's
a nice video coming.
Okay. And just like Pimlico, there are shares available in all of Glistian's horses. Some exciting unraced flat ones that are going to be ready for their Durban July. They're getting geared up to make their appearances in the next few weeks. So if you want any information about any of them, you can email vip@glistianevents.com or visit glistianracing.com.
Has Bob ran again yet? That's all I want to know.
Yes, he has. I think he finished 5th or 6th.
Not bad. Not bad. Go on, Bob.
On that note,
Do like a Bob. I enjoy a Bob.
on that note, we are done. We will be back Wednesday, and we actually have done Royal this week. It got rescheduled,
A lot
so
next week.
it's a lot of racing coming on
Yeah.
the weekend.
Sefton. Entries on.
I hate that race.
Ooh. Nice.
Oh, you hate what?
Sefton. Oh, never get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either, to be quite honest, Sean.
It's just fun to watch.
It's not a betting proposition for me.
See,
Anyway.
conflating all the lads schooling in the cross country course.
Yeah, Conflated is going
Things
over.
that warm my heart, cross country horses.
Conflated will be going over the cross country fences, I'd say.
One of them will surely run. I'm going to say next week because we're going into Monday at
I'm
Cheltenham.
going to tell them, lads.
Yeah, can't wait.
2 weeks
Thursday
time.
week.
So lots happening. Next Anti-Post show, Tom has 3 picks, so he needs to get them ready.
What?
Yeah, well, sure, you keep missing them, sure.
You don't turn up on Wednesdays, Tom.
You're either at the rugby or you've COVID.
Take me back to the rugby, I tell you. If I have 3 bloody anti-post picks in November.
Still not over.
On that note, have a good evening. Let's hope the Cowboys win in the NFL.